huge groups of people will die or get ill or something are low. You know, so bring it back to normal sizes where everybody can oversee what they're doing.
Given the fact that this happens, what you just said, that we start cooking in schools tomorrow, and like most schools are not prepared for it, the infrastructure might not be there. Many teachers would kind of be, how should I say, overcharged. How would you make this happen? What?
I mean, let's be real. Probably, if we're doing it in our society as we have got now, the government will say, no, we haven't got the money for it. Yeah, but that's where the whole bloody thing started. Schools are the most important part of the society, because they're the new generations which are going to take care also about me in the future, is going to be raised. And I don't want to have people taking care about me when I'm 20 years older and 70 and I'm not knowing how to cook for myself. I want to have somebody who takes care about me, which knows where I'm talking about, and don't say where is your magnetron and put something in it. You know, so it's education and thinking about education. It's criminal what governments do to cut down on education. And to make it like factory work, to make it effective as possible. Come on, we need a new generation which has got, which enjoy their schools and learn those things they are interested in, and not what is there on a curriculum and say, well, you have to learn this and this and this, and 50% of those things are completely useless. They can't do anything with it. So let's face that most kids, the most important school they have is outside of the school. That's where they learn the things which are important for life. And this is ineffective as hell. You know, we have got all kind of institutions where people learn the wrong things. And where you're busy, if they want to live in a society, where you're busy as society to learn them how you can live in a social society. The most important things you can learn on schools, you should learn on school, is how to live in a social environment, how to be taken care about each other. And if you go to most of the schools in Germany or Netherlands, it's machineries, it's factories, where 2,000 kids go to school and they don't learn how to live together. No, they learn how to fight each other, to become the best. And in a society where everybody is busy to be the best, it's not a fun thing to live in. You know, and it's not a fun thing to see if that's going to be our future. And all our society is full with products which come out of these hopeless school systems, with solutions for things which never been a problem. Because we make designers designing things we never asked for. Of course you can make a nuclear power plant, but you should ask yourself, is it needed to build them? Are there other ways of running our society? Should we use more energy or should we use less energy, etc.? What's the consequences? If we would cook on schools, we could send the kids into the supermarkets and find out what the hell for products, what's the consequences of buying this product or that product. You know, if you buy Coca-Cola, you're co-responsible for the killing and the murdering of people in India. You realize it. If you buy Adidas, you know that kids in India hasn't been underpaid to produce it, otherwise it wasn't that cheap, you know. These are what you should start to think about.
What would you mean if this is coming true? Like the whole society, like the schools are really breaking up and you learn like in an ineffective but really formal way, in a really valuable way. What would it mean for the society, the parents? I mean, then the whole working places would need to change. or like the conditions how they work. Otherwise, if the parents are at home, are not at home, and the kids are not learning outside from school.
Yeah, for sure the whole thing should change, but that's not a bad thing.
No way! Why do you expect me to say I'm for it.
Of course it should change.
How?
It went completely wrong. You know?
Yeah.
It went already in a situation where you think from all this. I mean, imagine somewhere in the line people started to work to have money to buy food, and now, and to buy freedom, and somewhere in the line they forgot that this work, most of this work, was only to buy freedom, to buy food, and you got in this beautiful situation if you can produce your own food. You need time to do it, but in this time you don't have to do ugly work. It's quite fun to produce your own food, you know. But in somewhere in the line, people say this is not work. If I grow vegetables in my garden, this is not work. This is a hobby. And I should do dumb work to feel working. But this is crazy. This is an illness in our society. That those people which are so clever that they liberate themselves from work by becoming willing for unemployed. So by refusing to work for a company, for 30 years, we swore as 5 people to each other, we're never going to work for a boss. We're only going to do that what we like. And since then, people trying to make a job for me, to universities and so on. But I keep to my own rule and say I don't want to work for them, because I want to do what I like. And after 30 years, I can say it's possible. You know, there's no problem. I'm living in one of the nicest houses you can get, so I'm not like a beggar on the street. You know, I'm living in the middle of the forest. I enjoy life. I've got friends all over the world. I'm richer than somebody working on a company here, because I can decide whatever I want to do. He can't, or she can't. You know, so this is a different type of thinking. What is, and how far is luck and self-determination? How far is that important in how good you feel? If I feel good to drive a Jaguar, I'm happy that I'm not somebody who's like to have a Jaguar, because it never would be realized in my lifetime. I would be clever enough to get one somewhere. But it's taking your things in your own hands and saying, when somebody said this is impossible, when we started to cook for big groups of people, we called our company Ramblam, which means disaster plan. We called our bookstore, we called Catastrophe. So we called our company where we produced badges, we called It's Not Possible. So because we wanted to show it's possible, we can do it. Whenever you want, if you want to make theater, do it. And the whole bloody thing, what stops it, most people from doing it, is because before they start to think what can go wrong. And by the time that they through with all the scenarios what can go wrong, they don't have got the energy anymore to do something. You know? And of course I know I have the scenarios
Entertainment Office, danke.
I've got the scenarios in my head what go wrong. But there's 50% chance that it works. It's just don't be afraid. And it's very funny, in the last 10 years I'm not afraid anymore of that I can't pay my rent or something. Even when at halfway of the month I don't for absolutely I don't know where this comes from.